Donnell, how's everybody doing? How are we doing this evening? How are we doing this evening? I hope everybody's doing wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, you guys been bugging me about it. Highly requested. Forex OG and the trap together, right? And I know you guys have been wondering if it could be done. A lot of you guys are doing it, don't even know what you're doing. So that's why I need to stop you guys before you just destroy and obliterate your accounts. Let me help you guys, right? Show you how to do it properly. So you're not out here teaching people how to do things that aren't correct. Because it's really specific how I use it. It's very specific how I use them together. And what I do to make them work together. It's really simple using them both together because water is something mutual across our setup. So that's one thing that made it easy. And then the other thing is this video is to be taken with a grain of salt for those who have a hard time breaking rules. And what I mean by that is if you're somebody who's, if the rule says this, you only do what the rule says, then this may not work well for you, because we are bending the rules a little bit when we use the Forex OG with the trap. And that's why I don't like when people use it when they're showing trap setups, because they're not doing it properly. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. It's really simple. It's really, really simple. What's up, Jaron? What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. First, I'm gonna go ahead and see what the Forex OG looks like right now. Gold, we are bearish. That is just what's going on, right? We are bearish. So clearly I'm doing the same thing. Hi, Nikila, how you doing? I'm still doing everything that the rules say. All right, I'm doing everything that the rules say. I'm still going to the daily and checking my trend. But what I'm also looking for is what is the Forex OG doing on the daily? This is when the Forex OG and the trend really matter. And this is when I start using this as more, I'm not necessarily worried about the crosses. Oh, you don't see my screen. My bad. It's on the, no, yeah, I got you. Bam. Now you can see my screen. Yes. There we go. Let me get that here. Perfect. No. All right. Same thing. Come to the daily time frame. And so first and foremost, right? When I'm looking at the Forex OG, what is the Forex OG telling us right now? What is the Forex OG telling us to do right now? Exactly. All right. It's ready for a sale. And this is on a daily time frame. Sell gold. Worst entry is the first entry, right? And I'm going to tell you why this is the first entry. Because where are we in relation to our, right? Our swing trade time frames, right? We're already under Mayo. We could either wait for a retest of Mayo, right? I just know gold's about to fall, so you could take a small entry here. Price could pull back up there. After today and what we're gonna look at, we'll see why it's not gonna happen like that. All right. So You come to the daily, identify the trend, same thing. But do you also see where our swing trade target is as well? Right? So everything just on the daily time frame is showing me that price is shooting for blueberry. Right? So that's just confirmation. You can use that as your swing target. Right? Let's just say that's our first thing, our first swing target. But now let's put the Forex OG into play. Same thing. Still go to the 4 hour, confirm the trend. In this case, trend is running down like right here. And again, what is the Forex OG telling us on the 4 hour time frame? Sell, right? We've already got the confirmation. We've got one cross here. Let me change this. Right? We've got our first cross here of ketchup and mustard. So immediately when we saw this ketchup and mustard cross, we could have sold. Right? We see that price is now below water, right? Below the 50, because 50 and water are the same thing. If you guys do not know, 50 and water are the same exact thing, right? Below water. And what are we also below? What is Mayo again for us? What is Mayo? Four hour and above trend. Exactly. It's our swing entry. And we are there now, right? So I'm really using the Forex OG as confirmation, right? Confirmation. If you wanted to enter the trade off for that, you could. Yes, Mayo's the 200 exponential moving average. Right? Mayo's the 200 moving average. And that shows us the 4 hour trend and above. So now we've got multiple confirmations on top of multiple confirmations, using both the Forex OG, right? And the track. So when I come down to the 1 hour, what do we see? Can anybody tell me? That too. That too. But that's not what I'm looking for. Nobody sees it? Right? Master candle. Right? A master candle. Typically when you get all these confirmations and everything lines up, in these areas, when you got price crossing like that, you're going to find these engulfing candles. All right, so now it's just more confirmation on top of more confirmation. And now you find the actual setup. And we do everything that we do. Box it up. Let me delete this. Oops. Extend it over. Cool. All right. Now, found the trend, found everything. I'm gonna show you something crazy. What's next? Right after I got my reference candle, boxed up my trap zone. Now what do we do, guys? Let me see who remembers. What do we do now? There we go. So if you're worried about it being a master candle, what other candlestick formation is this? It's a bearish engulfing, right? So it's still, regardless of if it's a master candle, bearish engulfing, it is one of our candlestick formations. That's not the only type that you have to find. Remember, we have multiple that we look at that we can use. So this would still be a valid setup. And then even just more confirmation. Another bearish pennant. So it's just little stuff, but it does engulf the 4. No, for me, as long as, I see this question a lot, as long as the body, right, of the candles close within the high and low of our reference candle, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. I know this wick may freak people out, but after doing enough back tests, the wick does not matter. It really doesn't. All right, so did all that stuff. Now we pull out our trend-based fib extension, as we said. Now, when I'm looking for sales, which way do we look? Let's see, which way do we look, guys? Who else knows? Nope, not low to high. All right, so high to low, down for show. All right, high to low, down for show. All right, do you guys remember how many times we click when we are placing the fibs? There we go. All right, so we've got high to low, and you got to come right back to where you started. All right, so now when people are asking me about the retest and the pullbacks, I know somebody asked me, how can I tell if something is a pullback or not? That's when I then use the 4XOG, right? So I'm not necessarily even still using this to enter. And I know a lot of you guys are. I'm not breaking the trap rules to use the 4XOG to enter the trade. Right? That's not what I'm using it for. I'm using it for trend confirmation. That's it. I'm using it for trend confirmation. When price continues to pull back deeper, I just know price is coming to retest crosses. Right? That's the only thing that I'm really using it for. I'm not really using it to enter, because notice just what naturally happens. Where is, right, our swing entry and the 50%? It's literally right next to each other. Right? It's right next to each other. And I'll show you guys a back test too. Right next to each other. So that's why I'm not trying to jump the gun still. I'm just using this as confirmation, because again, price will do whatever it wants to do. It just so happens that 9 times out of 10, when you find these engulfing candles, right, even if this was one that we used above the 50, right, you can see how this will confirm that bullish trend, which it did. How do I know when to close my trade? When price crosses over. So I'm not using the 4XOG to enter, really. I'm using it to know when to close my trades. It's a trade manager for me. It's not like I don't know what you guys be doing with the Forex OG and the trap at the same time. Honestly, I don't know because I don't know your thought process about how and why you guys use it together. Right? So I'm not using it again, guys, to scalp that's not what I mean when I say scalp a swing. I showed you guys what I mean by that. All that the Forex OG in this moment is, it's just extra confirmation. I used it on here because I got lazy of having to took the 50 on and always just take it off. It's just the same. It's just extra confirmation. Nah, so here's a better explanation, right? We'll leave this there because that's the newest setup. One thing you guys have to know is, when does a trend get broken? If you're not putting this trend line up on your chart, the Forex OG shows that, right? Some people would not know to have closed after here, right? They would have held until price came all the way down here. So what I'm trying to explain is, if this was based on this bullish trend here, if this was my original reference candle, the 50% does not, like the 50 EMA alone, doesn't show me the break of a trend or the start of a new trend, I should say. All right, it shows you the break of a trend, shows you when it's too late. Let's see. Perfect. All right, so this was our original setup. Based on this bullish trend, price is above the 50. Nope. All right. This may look a little confusing. I'm not trying to do this to confuse you. I'm trying to explain why the Forex OG helps you get out of the trade a little faster than just the 50. That's really all it is. So just looking at this alone, right? Price would have came nowhere near our TP2. Let's say we didn't have this trend line originally, didn't have this one just yet. 4XLG. It says it right here. 4XLG, but that's not really the importance part. Yeah, don't worry about the name. That doesn't really matter. I'm trying to show you guys something on the charts. I just lost my train of thought. Right. So just looking at the 50 alone, we would not have known, right? We would not have known. But by the time price gets here, on the 4XLG, it is already beginning to show us, right? I'll show you what I mean. You guys can hear me now, yes? All right. Cool. All right, cool. All right. So the 4XLG, and this is just staying on the same time frame. Like I really don't necessarily want to have to look at a lower time frame. If I am, let me see. If this is where my setup is, just because what if I don't know how to explain it? You just it makes it easier to stay on one time frame. And that's why I like the 4XLG. So here, right before where does it happen? Actually doesn't cross until there. Before price gets to the 50, right? Ketchup and mustard will cross. So that's how you know to get out of your trade. Right? That's how you know to close the trade. So for those who are trying to trade manage, right? Trade management. More so than if you don't know how to read the Fibonacci, I'm trying to teach you how to read the 4XLG. Right? When ketchup and mustard cross back over to the other side, close your original position and enter what it's telling you. Right? So when I'm trying to get you guys to trade one pair, there's a reason. That's because I'm trading every single move of my pair. When price goes all the way up to TP2 and it pulls back to, why should you not catch both of them? Why should you not be ready, right, to go the other way? Can you find There we go. There we go. There we go. You guys can hear me? You guys can see me? All right. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. That was nuts. All right. Let's see if that helps. Let's see if that helps. Can you see my screen? All right, cool. Last thing. So Devin, how we started this is we checked the daily. Yeah, you're gonna have to watch the recording, unfortunately, for the first part. It's a lot that went into it. But where we left off was, yes, the ketchup and mustard are used to scalp. So on any time frame, regardless of what it is, that ketchup and mustard cross is an indicator to buy or sell. So if you are in buys for gold, right, and you see at the top of a move ketchup and mustard cross, get out of the market, right? Not to say don't trust the analysis, but this is now taking it a step further, right? And now we're really catching every pit. So cool. You get this breakout entry. Let's see. All right, price brings you into the market. Price hits TP1. If it doesn't take you out of the trade, right, and you're still in the trade, you still catch some pips. It is just like hitting TP1, right? It's just closing at TP1. And this can happen. You can catch this perfect pullback if you set an alert, right? If you set an alert at your take profit one, when this move happens, you can then just sit there and wait to see if ketchup and mustard are going to cross back over, right? And in case they do, you can enter that market, right? Let's just say we enter here. For me, when I was looking at this, the target, again, is blueberry. The target is always blueberry. You have your first take profit, second take profit, third take profit, all based on the Forex OG. All right. So even though we are above the 50, right? This is where I'm telling you guys, if you have a hard time, like if you're somebody who has to follow the rules, this may be too difficult for you. Not too difficult, but this may be a little bit more complex. This is what was asked for, so I'm doing the class. I'm trying to really break it down to you so you guys know now how to use it. All that matters, even though prices, yes, it is above the 50. We have seen the trend change. Remember what ketchup and mustard tell us. Never forget that. It doesn't matter the time frame. What happens when those cross? What will price do? All right, what does price do at a cross? It goes to retest the cross, right? This is all how you can identify, okay, hey, this is probably the last push of my move. Let me look to close, take my profit on that trade. And that could be your entry even better. Right? That would be an even better entry. Is at the retest of the cross. Now you're in the trade. All right. Let's see. Again, if this didn't tell you to get out of the trade, price breaking your daily trend line is now telling you the bullish move is over. But that's why the Forex, again, look, we would not have known that. We would not have known this. I mean, I can see this without, having the Forex OG, but I know a lot of people aren't used to seeing this just yet, understanding how to read this. So the Forex OG is literally just the guide. Just follow the cross. Now, if you didn't enter at this cross, if you didn't enter at the retest, if you didn't enter once price got underwater, now you have a break of the trend. All right. This candle just took us to our take profit. Now, when somebody was saying, oh, well, looks like it's coming to retest the 23, that would be totally the case if we did not know what blueberry is. And what is blueberry? Right? What is blueberry? 8 hours and above. Right? 8 hours and above. And where is price in relation to blueberry now? There you go, Pat. Exactly. Say 800. Exactly. Right? It's under blueberry now. So what does that mean for our 8-hour trend and above? If price is under the 8-hour trend, what should the 8-hour trend and above look like? See what I'm saying? You guys starting to understand now how I'm using it? I'm not necessarily using this to get in and out of the market per se. I am, if you understand. You just got to know how to read it though. I'm just using this as a book. Like the Forex LG is a book for me. And all of these crosses is a different chapter. It's another story. It's telling you exactly. It's just directional bias. That's it. Because by the time prices, and this is why, yes, exactly. That's confirmation for more sales, right? And so this is why I had to kind of do things separately because I couldn't teach them together at first. I had to get people used to just trapping. I had to get people to understand how to read the market that way first. But now I'm trying to teach you guys how to not leave any pips behind. How when you guys are questioning if things are a pullback, I want you to see, yes, that is a pullback. But now, is that a trend change, right? Or is it just a pullback? You will now know how to identify it. So Mayo is the 200 moving average, which is the 2 hour and it's like the 4 hour trend and above. It's a 4 hour trend and above. So it's the same concept as blueberry. Blueberry is just the ultimate target because it's the highest time frame. It tells us the highest trend. I have a whole, there's like, we could make up a moving average if we wanted to. You could it's just put numbers together and see if they magically work a certain way. We could create a whole special strategy if you guys wanted to one day. Like that's how you can, it's just knowing what the numbers are telling you, honestly. Knowing what time frame the trend it is showing you. Before even, right? So now you got one entry off the cross, one entry off a retest, third entry off of water, another entry off of Mayo, and then that's when price came down to where it is. So really, we've been attacking this whole setup. We caught this whole move. Oh, whoops, where'd it go? Right, we caught this whole move here with our trap. Once we got our alert, price hit TP. We see the 4XLG cross, and we just bring it right back. Because either way, right? So here's my thing. We know that ultimately we have re-entry points in our trap. All right. We know that we have re-entry points in our trap. We know that price tends to pull back to those re-entry points. This is how we can find if price is going to pull back. This is how you tell how far price will pull back. Does that make sense? Is that making sense? Or is anybody confused? Actually, I don't even, who's confused? I'm not really worried about the people who it makes sense to. Who doesn't get it? Drop a 1 in the chat if you are confused. Okay. All right. So everybody else is a master at this already? There's only one person who's confused. Thank you. Be honest, guys, right? Be honest. Be honest. Not totally confused. Need more help? Okay. Shamitra, yes. That's where your last entry will always be. Your last string entry will always be there. Blueberry to blueberry. If you don't know what ketchup and mustard is, I will post the video where I break down the part 1. If anybody's new, this video may be foreign and sound crazy to you. You do have a couple of videos that you need to watch before this one. But once you watch the first part, this part, if you have a good understanding of the first part, so this is twofold. You have to have a good understanding of the trap, right? The basics understanding, and you have to understand the basics of the 4XLG. So if you know the basics of the 4XLG and the trap, then yes, this will make a little bit more sense. It may take some time, but that's why I wanted to do the part 1 first and then kind of do this part 2. Let's see. So for those people who are confused, right? All that's happening, all right? All that is happening in layman's terms is we are watching, I'll break it down how it will really work. I am still watching, my original setup. Right, I have a bullish setup here. My original trend was bullish. This is what I'm showing you is in those situations when price tends to reverse after only one take profit is hit. I'm showing you why that happens and how to visually see that happen before it happens. Right? So our gold buy setup looks like this. All right. Let me do, I'll just go a little bit past because I know it doesn't go that far. Okay. So oh, I can't make an alert. So let's just say we had an alert, right? All right, I'm chilling. Not oops. All right. I got my first alert. Price brought me in the trade. I'm chilling. All right. We are still going with our bullish bias in this case. When we see this in the market, all this time is going by. We're buying, right? We're getting re-entries for our buy, right? Getting re-entries for our buy because again, we are prices crossed above bullish. We are above the 50, right? I'm above Mayo. I'm above Blueberry. Everything is telling me to buy. All right. So we're buying. All right, bam. Okay, now my take profit has been hit. I get an alert. I now know to look at the chart. Okay, cool. Now what I'm looking for after my first take profit gets hit is, am I going to be re-entering the market or am I going to be closing my sell? I mean my buy, right? Am I looking to re-enter or am I closing my positions? This is trade management. It's like advanced trade management using the Forex OG. So I'm waiting. I'm watching price pull back. Okay, I see price start to consolidate at this level. I see price throwing me an order block. So I put a box. All right. I'm just giving you guys a step-by-step of what I would do. All right. You can put a box there, or even if you didn't, all right? Actually, the box isn't there yet. All right, I see price. I'm gonna zoom in so we can see it happen together. All right, I'm still looking to re-enter the trade. Price hasn't really come down to a level to where I would get in because your Fibonacci level, right? Your take profit is a Fibonacci level. You can use that as a re-entry. All right. So I say, oh, okay. Well, price is respecting my fib, but I see that ketchup and mustard have crossed to the downside. Mustard cross ketchup. And when mustard crosses down through ketchup, what do we do? Right? We sell. At that very moment, when I see this cross, I close my buys. Is that clear? Are you guys following me into that point? The ones who dropped the one. This is for everybody who dropped the one. You guys follow me up until this point? Okay. Okay. Now, when mustard and ketchup cross, this is using the trap and the Forex OG together. This is your first confirmation to close all of your buy positions. Right? If you are in buys and ketchup and mustard cross to the downside, close your buy positions. You can either A, enter the sell, or B, wait for the retest of the cross. Does that make sense? You can either A, enter the sell, or B, wait for the retest of the cross. So now that you have the cross, right? I'm boxing up right around the cross. I typically just like to find an order block candle that's in that zone. Right? So if we didn't enter yet, right? And you wanted to enter on the retest, you could. I like to enter off the cross. Yes, you wait for the retest of the cross, right? You wait for the retest of the ketchup and mustard cross. I'll say mustard ketchup. Can you talk spread even after you hit buy or sell after the cross? So even with the spread, by this time, you would have already been taken out of the trade. So you should not be in the buys if you had your TP set. Or if you didn't set the take profit, just close the buy positions. And wait, can you talk spread? What do you mean by the spread? Because the spread wouldn't really matter. Okay. No. Yeah. It wouldn't work. It would most likely be the same unless you were in a different time, like a different session or anything like that. But I'm not really too worried about the spread or when I'm entering at that moment. Sometimes it crosses on the 5-15, but on the 1 hour it hasn't crossed yet. Whatever time frame you set your setup on. That's why I said if my setup is on the 1 hour, I'm not leaving the 1 hour time frame. I'm going off of the 1 hour. I'm going off of the 1 hour. Unless you are that advanced, you just have to understand what happens on the 5-minute time frame will happen on the 15-minute time frame. What happens on the 15-minute time frame happens on the 30-minute time frame. So if you see a cross on the 5 and the 15, expect it on the 30, anticipate on the 1 hour. I think some people only think one track minded with the trend, that it goes down, that you have to do TDA. You know, you can go from the bottom to the top, right? It takes 1 minute. It takes 5 1-minute candles to make a 5-minute candle. So it's the same. What happens on the lower time frames will ultimately happen on the higher time frame. What happens on a higher time frame ultimately will follow on a lower time frame. Don't overthink it. If you see the cross, trust the cross. Trust the cross. Because yes, there is a 5-minute time frame, and it probably crosses way up here because we just know that that's what happens. Price crosses when this trend starts to change. Right? If I went all the way back, there is a 5-minute cross. So yeah, just trust it. Don't overthink it. Take it. But when we're here, right, we can wait for the retest. We're not entering yet, right? We're not entering yet. Now, when price pulls back to our cross, enter for the sale. Because at this moment, we are no longer in this trade. Right? We are no longer in our buys. We have closed them because we saw this cross, right? We waited for confirmation to enter the sale for price to retest the cross. We enter for a sale, take profits, previous structure. Stop loss, previous structure, take profit, always and forever will be blueberry. Now we just wait. Trade complete. Does that make sense now for the ones who placed the 1? Does that make sense? We're following now, right? So that's why, yes, some of you guys have the 4XOG on there, and it looks like you know what you're doing. Some of you may. I'm not saying you don't, but the psychology behind it, this is how I do it, right? If you are going to use it together, please make sure it's this technical. Halfway there? Okay. No worries, Pat. We'll get you there. Watch. I know you just got here too. So watch the first part of the Forex OG. It'll make sense. Right? It really is like a lot of my trading is psychological, guys. I'm not really like I gotta get in this trade kind of trader. I'm like if I don't see what I want and need to see, I'm not doing it. And it took a long time and a lot of blown accounts for me to get there. But in that time, I've also made a lot of money, not blown a lot of accounts. It's a give and take. I can't sit here and tell you guys that I haven't lost money. We lose trades, guys. Like you guys, I lose the trades with you. I close trades in the negative with you. Like you're not the only one who's taking the loss. But we feel different about them though. And that's where I'm trying to get us to, right? I want us to take the same trades, but feel the same about it regardless of the outcome. Regardless of the outcome. And it takes time. It's okay, it takes time. But this is really, really, really like bread and butter, right? Really bread and butter. Yes. Yep. 713.50. 200, 800. Yep. 713.50, 200, 800. Can I explain the significance of the golden and death cross? I mean, it just is what it is. It's just when you see the golden cross happen, you buy. You can wait for price to retest one of the moving averages. It's not like it's just a trend change. It's just you know what I'm saying? Price was once bearish, price crossed, price goes bullish. Don't overthink like what the crosses are. Some of them, they just work, guys. Like they're not like any, the moon and the stars align and so the water nah, they just cross, price reacts. That's just what happens. I don't know like the actual definition of why it does it. I just know golden cross, water over Mayo, buy. Death cross, water under Mayo, sell. I don't question what works. I think that I don't like to question what works. If it works, it works. If it works, it works. If there probably is a scientific reason in the numbers and that's where the averages meet. So that means there's probably a stalemate of price. I don't know. It's me making it up, but I'm not going to tell you and sit here like I know. I just know that they work. You know what I'm saying? That's all I know. That's why some questions I don't answer because I don't have like a magical answer for you. I just know when they cross, we go with it. Are there any questions? I mean, looking at this price for me for gold is bearish. And this is me flipping my chart. Price hit a level. Respected the level. And now, honestly, it's probably headed here or somewhere in here. Couple places gold could go. Water is the 50 EMA and Mayo is the 200. When they cross, it's a death cross and a golden cross. That's what somebody was asking me a question. But for those who haven't seen any of the other videos, you're going to be super confused. So yeah, don't worry about it just yet. Don't worry about it just yet. Are there any questions though? It scares me that you guys don't ask questions. Not gonna lie. It scares me. Nope. So technically, right, this is where we are price now. Let me go ahead and exit replay mode. This is where we are now. So all the rules, 1 hour time frame is bearish. We know we're bearish on the daily. And we know we're bearish on the 4 hour. So this is a valid master candle bearish engulfing setup. It's not too late to set this trade at all. I actually was gonna send it here in a little bit. Nikili had a question about the master candle setup, he said. Your confusion comes with which master candles to take. Is it okay to set up the candle? Is it okay to set up when the candle is on the 50 versus above or below it? As long as you are going with the two confirmed trends and you are going in the proper direction, then yes, absolutely. If there's a bullish trend, yeah, if there is a bullish trend and you have price right on the 50, yeah, that's still safe to take, right? It just may take a little bit longer, may play out but differently, but yeah, you can definitely do that. Same thing here. This isn't necessarily, I mean, price is closed above it. So here's the thing. I'm not worried about like price touching it. You got to worry about the open and close. That's what we're worried about, is the open and close. Is the open of a bullish candle above it, and is the close of a bearish candle below it. That's all that matters. I don't need the whole candlestick to be above or below the 50. It just needs to close above or close below. Devin, you're overthinking it, bro. A 5-minute time frame will have a different moving average on a 30-minute time frame. There's more candlesticks on one time frame. Moving averages count the average of candlesticks. So yes, they will be in different places on different time frames because there's more and less candlesticks on other time frames. So it doesn't, like, the examples you're giving me is an overthought example. Either way, what is the time frame telling you? The moving average. If Blueberry, regardless if it's on the 1 hour, check the 8-hour time frame. You're looking at the moving average on the wrong time frame. You're looking at Mayo on the 15-minute, doesn't matter. Mayo is showing you the 4-hour trend and above. Has nothing to do with the 15-minute. Make sense? Like, you have to understand what time frames you need to look on for the moving averages. Yes, just the open and close of the candlestick. All right, like let's say this was the 50. Even though price is on the 50, because the close of the candle is below, that's really all that matters, because that's where your price will activate. All right, that's where your order will activate. Yeah, so what Devin is asking me is, Blueberry is here on a 1 hour time frame. But let's say we go to a 30-minute time frame, it's higher. That's because on the 30-minute time frame, there's one extra candlestick than there is on a 1 hour time frame. So when they're counting the average of the last 800 candles, there is an extra one. So yeah, it's gonna have a different moving average. The numbers are different. It's all math, guys. Like, it's hard to explain, but there's a reason why it's all like this. You just have to know the reason. It doesn't make it right or wrong. It just, sometimes we just don't know enough, honestly. I think a big difference in mindset is that we're not trying to predict the market, but we're learning to read the market exactly in order to react to it. Exactly. What I'm trying to teach you guys is to stop trying to predict the market. A lot of you guys are trying to guess what the market is going to do by some of the questions you're asking me. You guys are guessing, as opposed to just reading what they tell you. This says, hey, I am an intraday trend, 50 moving average, 1 hour time frame, 30-minute time frame. That's all that I am important for. I am an 800 moving average. 800 candlesticks takes me to show you a proper trend. I need to go to the 8-hour time frame, right? That's why it's important to understand, okay, I'm now at the 8-hour support and all of my other time frames are below. Looks like it is time to break the trend. All right. It looks like it is time to break the trend. That's all that it's telling me. I've got a ketchup and mustard cross here. I am below water here. All right. Don't overthink it, guys. Just know what you are using is telling you. You have to know how to read the tools. The Forex OG makes it way more clear. Absolutely. No, you can't get the 8-hour time frame on a free account, unfortunately. I believe you do have to have at least a pro account. Yeah, don't guess. I promise you, every time you guess, the market will be right and you will be wrong. I mean, yeah, you'll be right a few times, but more times than not, you will be wrong. More times than not, you will be wrong. Is anybody still confused? Are there any questions? Any questions? If price is already at blueberry on the 8-hour, do we stay in until it crosses again? Are you talking about in reference to if you were in the trade based on a different time frame? Shamitra, is that what you're asking me? What do you mean by if price is already at blueberry, do we stay in until it crosses again? No, that's a re-entry when it crosses again. You're already in the trade based on other. We could have been in this trade from this box, right? We could have been in the trade from the ketchup and mustard cross on the 1-hour time frame. I need you guys to see what I'm trying to tell you. That's please see what I'm trying to tell you. You don't worry about this. Worry about how we figured that out. We got this entry on a 1-hour time frame, right? You don't get out until you just don't get out. How do I explain this to you? On the daily time frame, where's blueberry? All right. This was, if you guys remember, we already found this though from our daily TDA when we were looking for the master candle setup. This was the first thing I did was mark off blueberry on the daily time frame was my ultimate target. Blueberry to blueberry. Don't overthink it. No, you're good. So when you get to there on the 8-hour time frame, just like on any time frame, it's just a re-entry. It's just a re-entry. All that we know, right? All this is saying is that, hey, price is on the 1 hour, we're up under, right? The 8-hour trend. That is telling us that the 8-hour trend is getting ready to start going bullish. So even if we are just at the trend line for there or at the support, that means that we have already seen the indicators that support is getting ready to be broken. That's why I want you guys to be really good at reading this Forex OG because you will know everything before it happens. Everything. We could have been selling gold. I wish I was still holding my sales. Who is holding the gold sell though? Is anybody holding a gold sell? Because I told people to sell gold. I was selling gold on Sunday. I told people I was in selling gold on Sunday, and on Sunday, me and Jaron were talking about it, and price was at 1828, 27, right? We sold gold this morning, right? Yeah, 1828 was Sunday is when I said I am selling gold. So let's see. Is it a pullback until mustard and ketchup cross on the other way? Yes. And you have to also understand retracement levels. Did the pullback finish? Right? What level did it hit? You have to know all of these things. Gold bears to about 1750, 1755. That would be the 50% of this bearish move. That's how you can tell, right, an ultimate trend change. I'm not gonna say ketchup and mustard's not necessarily showing you I can't tell you if it's a pullback or not. All I can tell you is that the trend is changing, if that makes sense. I can't tell you if it's just a pullback. I just know in this moment, the trend at that point in time, at that peak, is changing. Yeah, it would have to break market structure. Market structure is still definitely important. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see. I saw Patrick's question. Let me see. I did a back test on GU from 2018 to 2019. I hit replay and was trying to learn how to read the candles and catch the engulfing and master candle setups, but I was not too successful, about 60% trying to learn to read price. Okay, so what is the question? I trying to understand how to better read price. So yeah, so definitely keep going back. Okay, so here's great point. You bring up a great point. You bring up a great point. I want to talk to you guys about homework. Where is I am going to create an email for you guys today to send all of your homework to. The reason why I'm going to do that is because it is easier for me and for the trainers to study them outside of the chart, outside of the chat, in a sense. I know for me, when I see them all in the chat, I rush to try and get an answer because I want to get to the next one. But if I can give them in an email, and if I can actually really break down, I need you guys to start being really detailed with how you were going to be doing the setups, right? All of the trend lines, like the grading now is going to start getting harsh. You need to have all of your trend lines. You need to have your reference box. You need to have your trap zone, right? You'll need to have every single detail. Just because when I know you have all of the details, I know it's starting to make more sense for you. And I can help you guys learn how to backtest at the same time. We are working on a schedule to where we just have markup sessions. Yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to get some of the stuff that happens in the chat to happen through an email, so that way it's just directed to who needs to get it. So I also want to do homework review with you guys, as far as whoever's on the call, have you guys pull up your chart. Tell me why you chose that candle, why you did that, right? So I want to work that out for you guys too, because I really want you guys to, no, it's not going to get pinned. I just let you guys know it's going to be an email. Just told you guys. So I don't want you guys to feel like you're not understanding or yeah, understanding the constructive criticism that you're being given. So and in your case too, Patrick, I think that'll be something that helps you to see it be done more times visually, so that way you can also follow those steps as well. So yeah, I'll have that email for you guys, and whenever homework is um, being given, you guys will be sending your homework to the email. All right, you will be sending your homework to the email, because again, just like if we were in class, you would be emailing your homework to the professor. You wouldn't have access to his phone. You wouldn't be able to text your professor. You would have to submit your homework. So I need us to really get in the habit of doing things the proper way. All right. So Patrick, the email you're trying to reach me at is not a working email. It's not a homework email. That's a completely different email. So again, guys, I'm trying to set up the infrastructure for you. All right. I'm trying to set up the infrastructure for you. It'll be an email, so that way you guys submit it through the email. And that way you guys keep a documented portfolio, because I don't know where you guys are putting your back tests. I don't know if you're saving them. I don't know if you're just putting the link in the chat and never looking at it ever again. So this way I'm holding you accountable, and you have to look at every single chart you have sent. All right. And that's just going to be the best way to do it, I believe, moving forward, is just having you guys send it to the email, because it's going to get to a point where there's a lot more people in the chat, and sending them to the chat, it's not really going to do, like, there's not going to be a chat. It's just going to be charts, which is cool, but you wouldn't get an answer necessarily. You see what I'm saying? It would just be, yeah. So the email is the best way to do it. The discussions can happen in the chat, and the discussions will happen on those review calls when we set those up for you guys too. I will send assignments in the announcements chat. You will send your homework to the email. Makes sense, guys? Makes sense? I'll tell you guys what homework would be in the announcements. You guys would then respond via email with your homework. I think it's just the easiest way. And that way everything is documented and kept nice and handy. And I can show you, I can say, hey, bro, look at everything. Yeah, just gotta have patience. That's it. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, Jazz. Just gotta have patience with me. Guys, we're just now going into what, week 4? So what week 4 for us is week 3, right? This is literally, we're just now rounding up our first official month. Right? September is the first whole month of MCA. So it's really still very, very new. Again, we're just growing a lot faster than what we all were probably anticipating. So I really am super excited. DXY is up, US 30 is down. All right, we finna see what's going on. All right, I'm really excited to really be working with you guys. Oh yeah, I didn't even update this. I'm excited for you guys. Yeah, so you guys are first to a lot of this stuff. Imagine, guys, in 3 months, 6 months, people are gonna have to watch recordings of everything that you guys are learning live. Just think about that. All right, in 6 months, when some of you guys are able to retire, some of you guys aren't doing what you were doing, you guys are the foundation. Yeah, exactly. You guys read the chat, right? You guys are really like the bread and butter. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys. I hope we feel better. How do we feel about today's session? How do we feel about today's session? Did it make sense? Did it make some things clear? Dope, dope, dope. Cool, cool, cool. Well, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. I always do. I have mad love for you guys. Again, a lot of where I am and what I'm doing wouldn't be without you guys. So we're gonna keep it moving, keep it grooving, keep it blue until tomorrow, guys. I will see you in the morning. Actually, I'm doing London tonight. Surprise. I'm gonna do a London session for you guys. Yeah, they don't know that yet, so we just gonna surprise them with a link. I'm thinking like 11 o'clock my Eastern. So I mean PM. Sorry, 2 a.m. Eastern. 2 a.m. Eastern. Right. I'm gonna do a true London tonight. Yep. Set an alarm. I'm gonna do a London tonight. 11 p.m. Pacific Standard. No. Why is tomorrow morning off? You just gonna be tired. That's it. You're just gonna be tired. No, I'll be good. I'll be good. 7 a.m. GMT. Thank you. I was just thinking in my head, I need to learn GMT. No, I'll be solid. Don't even worry about me. I'll be solid. Look, you know us. We get our quick pips, 30 minutes, and we're done. We're done. Hour max. Hour max. All right. So I'll see you guys later tonight. I will get that first video is posted. I will find and locate it for you guys, though, is what I will do, and send it over to the chat, and then I'll get this one uploaded today too. So yeah, guys, I'm excited. I will see you guys later tonight. Yeah, stay hydrated, drink some water, take a nap if you need to. It's gonna be a late night, guys, but a blue one at that. I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.